Alright guys, welcome to the recap of the World Championships 2024 Junior World Championships. I sit here with Pitbull and Bertram. I am still speechless by the experience. It has gone way over my expectations, and for the first time in a long time I can safely say that I'm proud of myself. But I will use Bertram and Mr. Pitbull, Andreas, to help me formulate some of the things that happened on the day, and they will ask me some questions so we can go a bit more in depth about every moment of the journey. Yep.
Okay, so first question is obvious. Now that you're a world champ, do you feel like a world champ?
It hasn't really settled yet. I always believed that I would be able to do it. But of course there was self-doubt in training and just mentally when I sat there in the night and things felt shit. There was a lot of self-doubt, but I knew I'm strong and I knew I could push through, and I knew I just had to trust in Joey and my own work. But it doesn't feel like I'm any other than Regin still. I will still keep being Regin, just as you knew me before. But just with another title, with a more prestige and a more fought for title.
So the first lift, we all noticed something. You were kind of shaking walking into your first squat. Was it the whole first international meet? Was it the pressure from all your friends and family coming here to Malta to support you? Or what was going through your head?
Definitely. The feeling of not wanting to disappoint any one of you, and the pressure of being nominated number one when I haven't been to an international competition before. This is really a big thing, and like I said, this is the first time I've really felt any competition pressure from anybody else. That's a lie. Of course I've felt competition pressure before, but that's more internal. This was more external stimulation from outside because I could feel the pressure from the other guys. And just wanting not to lose. Like I would do everything in my power just to perform as good as I possibly could. And I went in there and the bar felt like fucking spaghetti on my back. I went in there, I was really shaking on the first squat, which threw me off a little bit. It threw me off a little bit when I started because I was like, fuck. And even though I knew I wanted to open light because I wanted to make sure that I had some good openers. When I walked out, I was like, fuck! But we adapted to the situation, and I think that's one of the best parts, that I'm really good to adapt to certain situations when I'm in pressure.
All right, guys, my voice is pretty bad after yesterday, but we're gonna go with it anyway. So, of course, now you're working with Jerry Flex as your coach, but you also had to work with the Danish national coach for this competition. So how was the whole experience with those two guys working together, handling you? Did they have any problems, or was it all smooth sailing?
The experience was absolutely phenomenal. I went here not knowing what the federation wanted me to do, because I got sent to Malta with a national team coach. His name is Casper. Casper, you're the sweetest guy. And me and Casper get really good along. We arrived to Malta at the same time, and we drove to the hotel we stayed at, and he said to me, Regin, what's your game plan? What did you talk with Mr. Flex about? And I laid out a plan for him, and he was like, that's exactly what I thought about going. So number one priority for us was winning, getting the first place on the podium for total, and bringing the world title home to Denmark. Second priority was all the world records, the world record deadlift, the world record total. And he said to me, on the 8th attempt, we will attempt to become first place, and on the 9th attempt, like third attempt on deadlift, we will pull for our dreams. I knew what I came for, and I came for the world records. I know I have the capability of being a world champion, so my expectations for myself was at the world record level. And of course you guys have seen me pull some stuff in training, and maybe you guys think it was too light, the world record. I don't know, but like I am really, really satisfied with my performance. This is the first time in a long time I've been so satisfied with my performance in general. But back to the subject you asked me about. Joey and Casper really got along. It was as Casper just said to me, Joey is really a nice guy. He really exceeded my expectations for what a great guy he is, and they really got along. It was like Casper always had the final saying because he's the national team coach, but him and Casper just like ping pong all the way through. Like on squats, they just said either you go 315 or you go 317 and a half. That was the only decision I had to make by myself in the whole entirety of it. So I just said go 317. I had it. And then I went in and I squat 317. On bench press, of course, as you guys can see, I had the strength for more when I filled that 215. And they were like, all right, we need the 220. We needed to make the total happen. And we went in and we did it. And on deadlifts, everything was just smooth. And that was when I really could see how great of a partnership they really had, because like it was just like two worlds colliding, but it was like a perfect mixture of everything I needed in the moment. And they really got tactical with it because of course Spain tried to win and other guys were trying to like outpull me and just push me to my limits so I would feel something. But I would like to use this moment to really thank Joey especially, because Joey was and is still my coach, and he is just an amazing human being. I write to him every day in training normally, but like when you finally meet a person and he just exceeds everything. He's so sweet, so gentle, so generous, so just the best coach in the world. And like when I met Caleb back in the day, he said to me, Joey's the best. And I was like, yeah, Joey's the best. And now I'm like, Joey is the fucking best, right? Joey is the absolute best. There's no denying it. Yeah.
Okay, so usually in Denmark, you just go out and do what you want to do. But here we kind of see that there was a lot more strategic planning involved. How was that compared to like in Denmark? How did it feel?
Absolutely amazing. I feel like I really thrived in it. I feel like I really could get the most amount out of me in the moment, because I could feel the pressure from the other guys. Like on the on the third squat attempt, I jumped all the way from 5th place to 2nd place. And that was a real great motivation for me to go in and hit it with cleanest form possible I could perform. Just the atmosphere, everything here in general, it was just much better than competing at a national competition. But to be fair and not to sound arrogant or anything, I could just go to a national competition and win on my openers, right? And that's great, but like finally bringing in the competition aspect of it makes it so more interesting for me to keep competing, to keep thriving, to be better and just a better person and a better lifter. So that was really an eye-opener for me that I gotta keep working hard in the gym to keep up with these guys, because right now I'm ahead, but like I can't sleep for 2 minutes because then they'll catch me.
Just another question regarding your training. Leading up to the competition, has there been any complications, or how was the training or the peak up for this competition?
Before I competed, to be totally honest, I said to myself, this has been the worst prep I've ever been on. Because I have been really pushing my mental barrier and really pushing the physical limits of what my body was capable of. And that has been good and that has been bad. Good sides about it is that I've learned a lot about myself. Bad sides about it is that it still had some effect on my performance. And I don't think I delivered the 100% Regin, but I delivered enough Regin to go ahead and win it all. But when I look back, this isn't the worst prep I've ever had. This is by far the most learningful prep I've ever had. And just because I didn't PR in every lift doesn't necessarily mean that I haven't grown, because my focus in this prep was make every fucking PR to a competition standard. And I think I did that. I really think I did that, because I feel like When I look back at it, I could have squatted 320. Maybe not 320, but you guys will know. But I could have benched a bit more if everything was safe and I had gotten that second attempt. And deadlift, I would say I had a few more kilos. It was a really good deadlift day. Also, people wrote to me, oh, what the fuck do you do at RP 7 for world record? I was like, that's what I needed, bro. So this prep was really good. It was really learnable, and this has really grown me as a lifter. So I know next year I'll come back stronger, both mentally and physically, and be more prepared.
You may not know this already, since the weekend is not ended yet. But of course, we've seen you talk to a ton of other guys. Just plenty of things to do outside of lifting. What has been the best thing outside, or maybe just even some of the best things outside of the competition here in Malta?
Definitely having you guys and my family with me. Like I couldn't have done it without you guys. And Bertram is here, of course, Andreas is here, but Nikolai, Mats, Silas behind the camera, my father, my brother, my sister, my grandma, and my cousin, and just everything in general. Just it just lifted me up. Like I couldn't have done it without you. Just in general, I couldn't have kept lifting without you, because you're such a huge part of my motivation in general. Like I don't live for myself necessarily. I live for you guys because I want to create a future for us where we can thrive. Not just me, but like placement has never been egotistical for me. Like lifting has always been something I wanted. But like I learned and grew with the journey that there's so much more to it, because like I've met both of you guys through lifting, right? And you're my best friends now, and I couldn't be more grateful for the journey that started and the journey that I'm gonna continue from now on with you guys that are gonna tag along, and I hope you guys get as much out of it as we do. As I do. Just, I really love you guys. I really do.
I love you too.
I love you too. So, Regin, Delifat is holding the trophy right here.
Yeah.
What is this trophy?
So, this trophy is definitely the most unexpected thing that happened to me here in Malta. I arrived here wanting to get a first place in my weight class and world records. But we also ended up winning best lifter against everyone. So I got the most IPF points out of everyone at the competition. And I haven't really grasped it yet, how big of a thing it is, because like there was some monstrous guys here. Really some great friends and colleagues and competitors. Everyone, especially Nojo, Timur, Antonio, and Bjarne, just to mention a few. Like all of them are such great lifters with so much passion for the sport, and I'm just grateful that I get the ability to not only win but also win this. I can't really. It hasn't really sunk. Nothing has sunk in yet. Like nothing I've done here has sunk in yet. Yeah, I won best lifter of the year in men's category at least. And another amazing thing about it is that Alba won best women's lifter in the women's division. So we're both flex athletes. So I know Joey will be really happy that we pulled this through, and he both won the women's side and the men's side. This is really unexpected, but I'm so grateful and happy for it.
That's why he's the GOAT.
The GOAT! So how was the experience overall? You guys flew all the way down here just to watch me and hopefully do something just to support. I noticed that I think I was the guy that had the most people with me, and that was just amazing, because like not only my family pulled through, but also like just 6 friends I go to the gym with, and they didn't have anything to do here other than watch me. So what was your experience? How did you experience it from start to finish? Like what was the most exciting part of the day?
I mean, we had a few moments that were really emotional just for us as an audience supporting Regin. I think the first one was the 220 bench, because as you mentioned before, you felt it to 15 because your foot slipped. So we knew if you didn't get that bench, it would probably mess up the entire competition. So I mean, when you got that, it was really emotional. When you went in for the total and the deadlift world record, we talked individually to each other and we were like, "Are you shaking?" Yeah, I'm shaking too. So when he went in on that platform, I feel like it all just accumulated to that one moment. So even though the 220 kilo bench was important, that moment was something else, because then we got exactly what we came here for: a happy Regin and a crying Regin and some crying friends and family.
I just started bawling my eyes out, like, and then I came out and Joey said, and then I came out and like all the my competitors was greeting me, and I just got met with my friends and family, and you guys can also hear on some of the videos that Big is just standing there, just sobbing as shit,
Like this huge guy just bawling his eyes out.
I'm so proud. But it was so amazing, and like this is exactly what I do it for, is for the experience, because like I talked about before, every time you hit a PR, it's the same chemical reaction in your brain that happens. But you have to put value into it. You have to put like more into it than just numbers. This isn't just numbers. This is a future. This is a path. This is my past as a whole. Like everything I've fought for, everything I've been through, just put into some solid ass weights. It's so funny to put it, but like strength training can do so much for you. It can evolve you as a person, and it can grow friendships and like make best friends and just everything.
Yeah, I also want to point out another point in the competition yesterday where it was really special atmosphere, because of course the deadlift total world record was incredible. The culmination of all the lifts, all the hard work was incredible. But afterwards, we went out to see him together as the whole group, like all his friends, all his family. We went out to see him, where Regin is just bawling his eyes out. We are all starting to cry out because we all get so emotional, right? Because this is it's not just numbers, it's like pure emotion also. That was also an incredible sight to see, and to see Regin represent Denmark as he did, standing there with the flag. So it was great. It was beautiful, actually.
And I think there was only one thing I would have changed about the whole thing, and that was bringing my mom, because I really wanted her to experience this in real life, but she's at home and I'm having a brother or sister in a few weeks. She is very, very pregnant and about to pop. Surprise! There's gonna be another super soldier in the family. It was so, like, September has been so hectic because my brother, he went to the CrossFit World Championships in the age group, which was 14 to 15 year olds. So my father and my brother went to USA Michigan for him to compete, and he did very, very well. They got home, and the day after, they flew to Malta, one day before me, just to stay here, just to bathe and just to rest a little bit. Then I came over here, and I had to compete, and like, that's a stressful moment, right? And my mom is pregnant at home. She's not alone anymore. My father and my brother came home. But yeah, just the sheer pressure in this September month, it feels like everything just came through, and we really pulled through with it. Everything was just fucking pure insanity. Yeah.
So a thing that the people watching might not know is that we're still so young, so that we know each other's families and stuff. So how was it to see, how is it in general to see how well your friends mix with your family? How was it to see that we just came together and celebrated you yesterday?
Emotional, because like, you guys are what I do it for. So seeing every dream I have just culminating, and you guys have always been believing me, and you guys are the one that's always there when I'm down or when I'm up. You're always there, no matter what. So that I can stand and make you proud is what matters the most to me. Like, make you and my family proud is what really, really most motivates me. And I think that's what I've written down most in my diary. That's make everybody proud. make sure you make everybody proud, and also yourself. And that's what I came here for. And I knew I wasn't going to settle with just winning. That wouldn't have been satisfying. We needed this. We really, really needed this, and we pulled through when it mattered the most. And that just shows how beautiful our friendship and our friend group is as a whole. It's not just go out and 1 million beers. It is right now.
Yeah.
1 million kilos.
It's not just that. Like, we're family. We're fucking family. Like, we can talk to each other about everything. And we live in an Airbnb right now, and we're just going out and laughing every fucking minute. It's so amazing. And I just remember going into my last deadlift, and one of the thoughts I had was that, all right, if you fucking pull this, you and the guys are gonna have a fucking solid ass time. You are gonna fucking wreck this shit. And I was like, this is what we need. This is why we came here. We wanted to celebrate. We wanted to make a special moment in everybody's lives. Like, that's what we're doing, because it's just me competing, but like, what's in it to win if you don't have anyone to share it with? So like, the most important thing about my training is the people I have around me.
Also, just to add on to the point of mixing family and friends, after he pulled the 366 kilos, we were all just standing with our arms up, cheering, starting to cry. We all started hugging each other. First time I met some of your family, your grandmother, for example, we all just gave each other big hugs, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, I could imagine.
So honestly, now you've done some pretty crazy things. But looking forward, looking maybe 1 year ahead in the future, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, what is the plan? What are you aiming for?
So my initial thoughts was that I haven't really thought anything through, but I can safely say that I will keep pushing, because I just love training. I just love going to the gym. I just love pushing myself to the limit. So I know I'll get better that way. But I now realize that I can become a competitive senior, and I think competing in Sheffield, maybe even having a possibility of winning it, that will be absolutely amazing. Next year I'm going to be a junior too, and I'm really expecting, if the federation pulls through, that I'm going to compete in the Junior World Championships as well. Maybe I will have my first senior World Championships as well. I don't know yet, I can't tell for sure, but I'm going to keep pushing, and I'm going to shoot for a 950 total, and hopefully be one of the first minus 105s that broke the 1,000 kilo barrier, because that would be insane, absolutely insane. I just broke 900, and that was great and all, but we are ready for more.